Coming up, many school districts continue to face teacher shortages.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. The rewards are better than the challenges. That's the message educators have for people looking into the teaching profession. Many districts are faced with teacher shortages and few applicants interested in openings. Some districts have found ways to cut down on the shortages, though. WYMT's Phil Pendleton spoke to educators looking to encourage others to explore careers in teaching.
Can you all say sequence of events? Sequence of events.
Hannah Williams is in her 4th year teaching. She started during the COVID years and has seen a lot of challenges, not to mention the issues with pay or pensions. But she says the rewards are so much greater.
Every year I get to see these new kids and I get to help them grow and get to pour into them, and watching them continue and learn throughout the 3 years that they're here in our building is just wonderful.
She teaches in Mercer County, a school district not seeing tremendous shortages, but elsewhere in the state, it's pretty bad.
The teacher shortage in Kentucky is virtually everywhere. I don't go in any school where they tell me they're not in need of teachers.
Asbury University hosted Educators Rising to help districts find potential teaching candidates.
We have about 200 of them. Most interestingly, we have some here from as far away as Knott County. Those students got on a bus this morning at 6 o'clock and rode up here to participate in today's event.
Another school superintendent in Southern Kentucky told me that they used to receive about 30 to 40 applications for some elementary school positions, and now today they may only receive 10. And he also says that positions in math, science, and special education are especially hard to fill.
Look in your text.
Williams says she just knew she wanted to impact kids and help them throughout the year.
And if I can bring just a little bit of joy to learning and make it something that they want to do every day, then that is such a success for me.
I want to deal with people on a daily basis, and I want to feel like I'm making an impact, and I feel like teaching is the best way to do that.
Teachers and teaching candidates say often their reward is simply seeing a learning transformation. Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Asbury University officials say the goal of Educators Rising is to recruit more teachers, but also to keep people in their home communities.
The roller coaster temps will continue. We saw today temperatures in the high 60s and low 70s, which isn't that bad compared to our average. You know, it's about 3 or 4 degrees above in some areas, but that's going to change as we move into tomorrow. Now, looking at our current temps now, we're getting down into the mid 40s and low 50s, so a cooler night yet again, but we are going to warm up into the high 70s tomorrow, maybe even possibly some low 80s in the more western parts of our viewing area in the Cumberland Valley. So we need to continue to watch that because we could set some more record highs, but overnight lows continue to move into those low 40s overnight, not getting much cooler. And then in the first alert forecast, I'm going to talk about how much longer we'll see those roller coaster temperatures and the slight chance for much needed rain. Steve?
Drake, thank you. M.K. McKinney, his father, Dr. Michael McKinney, and Josh Mullins, the 3 men charged in connection with the 2023 murder of Amber Spradlin, appeared in court today. A motion was on the table to decrease the bond currently set for M.K., who is charged with 8 counts of complicity to tamper with physical evidence and murder. And status hearings were held for M.K. and the other men, each charged with those 8 tampering counts. M.K.'s attorney argues he should be released while more evidence and DNA is processed, while the Commonwealth claims he is a danger if allowed out on bond.
We've got a defendant here who's presumed innocent, who may be sitting in jail while we wait. Oh, it's already been a year to get test results back, another year to get information back.
We think that there is ample evidence to demonstrate that he is unstable and dangerous.
Judge Eddie Coleman says he will rule on the bond reduction motion by Monday. In Pulaski County, a man is facing charges related to child pornography. 28-year-old Tyler Vaught was arrested as the result of an Internet Crimes Against Children investigation. It started when KSP's electronic crime branch discovered Vaught had been sharing sexually explicit images of a young child online. He was taken to the Pulaski County Detention Center. A Laurel County man is facing charges after he tried to get away from police. Police were called out to a home off Kentucky 490 yesterday afternoon regarding a domestic complaint. Police discovered David Castile trying to get away from police and go into a home. Castile was later found hiding in a closet in a bedroom. He was taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center. The Menendez brothers, Eric and Lyle, sentenced to life in prison for the brutal murders of their parents in 1989, are a step closer to freedom. Today, the Los Angeles District Attorney announced he's seeking to have them re-sentenced based on new evidence brought forth by their lawyer. District Attorney George Gascon says Eric and Lyle Menendez have served enough time for killing their parents, Jose and Kitty Menendez, in their Beverly Hills mansion nearly 35 years ago. The brothers, who were 18 and 21 at the time of the murders, have consistently maintained they killed their parents after enduring years of sexual, physical, and emotional abuse. Their attorney says a member of the band Menudo also stepped forward accusing Jose Menendez of abuse. Gascon says he will file his request for resentencing with the court tomorrow.
We're very sure not only that the brothers have rehabilitated and that they will be safe to be reintegrated in our society, but that they have paid their dues, not only for the crimes that they committed, but because of all the other things they have done to improve the life of so many others.
Because the brothers were under the age of 26 at the time of the crime, it is possible a parole board could recommend their immediate release. While more than a dozen family members are in favor of the men's release, Kitty Menendez's brother, 90-year-old Milton Anderson, says the new evidence Gascon uncovered cannot legally justify overturning the brothers' murder convictions. Former President Donald Trump is in the West tonight, holding rallies in Arizona and Nevada, while Vice President Kamala Harris focuses on Georgia with help from former President Barack Obama. CBS's Dina Demetrius reports from Los Angeles.
My friend, the next president of the United States of America, Vice President Kamala Harris.
Vice President Kamala Harris led a star-studded rally in Georgia, sharing the stage with former President Barack Obama for the first time during her campaign.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just 12 days left in one of the most consequential elections of our lifetime. And I don't need to tell you, voting has already started. And everybody here knows it's going to be a tight race until the very end.
Early voting is underway in more than 30 states. More than 30 million votes have been cast either in person or through the mail.
We have an opportunity before us to turn the page on the fear and divisiveness that have characterized our politics for a decade because of Donald Trump.
Earlier, former President Donald Trump came out swinging in battleground Arizona, where immigration and border security are prime issues.
My message today is very simple. Kamala's migrant invasion, given to us through gross incompetence, disqualifies her from even thinking about being president.
If Trump wins back the White House, he's vowed to crack down on people living illegally in the U.S.
We're a dumping ground. We're like a garbage can for the world. That's what's happened.
Trump is hoping to win Arizona after losing the state by fewer than 11,000 votes in 2020. Dina Demetrius, CBS News.
In an interview, former President Trump pledged if he wins the election, he would immediately fire special counsel Jack Smith, who is overseeing two key investigations into the former president. As Eastern Kentucky continues to mourn the loss of Senator Johnny Turner, voters in the 29th Senate District may be wondering what's next for the ballot. The Kentucky Secretary of State's office says a vote for Turner will not count. A vote for his one-time opponent, Independent David Sewell, who withdrew from the race earlier this month, will not count either. Potential candidates have until tomorrow at 4 p.m. to file for a write-in candidacy. Now, last night we told you former Knott County Judge Executive Randy Thompson was planning a write-in campaign. Thompson lost to Senator Turner in the May primary, and we learned early today that a state statute says he is not eligible to run. Thompson said he did not believe that statute should apply in his circumstance, but said he had decided not to fight it in court. At last check, only 2 people had filed as a write-in candidate, Willie Crace of Garrett and Tyler Ward of Whitesburg. Again, the deadline is tomorrow afternoon. Senator Rand Paul spent his day in eastern Kentucky. His first stop was at the London Corbin Airport evac hangar, where he met with first responders. Folks say they appreciated having the senator come out and show his support for the work they do every day to keep the community safe.
Senator Paul's office reached out to us about hosting an event to honor first responders and to recognize them for the work they did after the September 7th shootings on I-75. So we were honored to do that.
Those in attendance included first responders, the mayor of London, as well as members of the London Police Department and Laurel County Sheriff's Office. Other stops made by Senator Paul today included a tourism forum in Middlesboro and meeting with folks at the Harlan Beer Company. Last week, the SOAR Summit came to a close and numerous organizations were awarded grants to start or complete projects. Southeast Kentucky Community and Technical College received a grant worth $1.6 million that will expand its CDL program and create a lineman program. Interim CEO Dr. Patsy Jackson says the new lineman facility will allow students to get hands-on training at the college.
So whether they're working above ground on poles, transformers, cable, or whether we're doing that through perhaps underground cables as well, the students will actually have a very real-life experience here in the program at Southeast.
Dr. Jackson says that SKCTC will continue to look for new programs to add to the college. Coming up on Mountain News at 11, it was a grand and spooky time in downtown Hazard tonight.
We're going to continue to see temperatures climb, but we do have a rain chance for tomorrow. I'll have the details in just a few minutes.